Hi Girls Rock Campers! My name is Sarah and today we're going to learn the basics of how to promote your music online, specifically using the graphic design app Canva. Now Canva is free to use and it can help you make any image, graphic, or design that you might need to share information and promote your music online. You can use it to make social media posts, design an album cover, you can use it to make a poster, you could use it to customize your Facebook page on the header or make an event. You can use it on your website. There's a whole bunch of options in there, and I'll show you why in a minute. When starting to make a design, it is best to have a plan. And that plan can be pretty general, but you still want to know what information you need to communicate and where that information is going to live when it is done. So think, will this information be online? Will it be on my Instagram page? Will it be a poster? Where is this information going to be seen when it's all done and made? Last but not least, you should have a general idea of what you want your design to look like. And of course you can change your mind, but if you have that kind of in your brain of the style that you want something to be, that's going to help you make some decisions when you're seeing all the options that you have to make. I'm going to provide a visual guide to go with this video to help you define some things that we talk about today. I'm not going to go over everything that Canva can do, but I'll at least give you some basics to start, and then you can ask me any questions that you like in our Google Classroom, and I can help you troubleshoot if you find a problem or if you have a question about something specific that you want to do. Ready to make your design? Let's go. So the first thing you're going to do is either go to the internet and go to canva.com, or you're going to go to your phone and download the Canva app. Yes, you can design on your phone or on your computer. Now it's going to look a little bit different on your computer than it will on your phone, but all the same functionalities and all the same options are going to be in this app for you, okay? So I already have an account, so I'm going to log in. So now when you log in, it might be a little overwhelming. There's a lot going on. So you can either start up here, Home, Templates, Discover, Learn. You can create a design right away if you know exactly what you're going to do. Or there's a lot of options that you can use. Canva has a template for pretty much anything you can think of. And basically what a template is going to do is give you a place to put a photo, a place to put some text, and it will allow you to rearrange and adjust anything that you want, but sometimes it's good to start with a base and then customize it from there. Some things that you can do if your band is going to have a logo or photos that you like to use all the time, you can upload your logos. You can have some colors that you want to use all the time, or you can upload any photos from your performance or any logos or album art that you might have drawn a picture of. You can upload and then use in a design from there. Here in templates, you can see that there are social media templates that are going to give you the right sizes for all of these things. These are printed ones if you want to make a card or a poster or flyer. You can do all of that in here. If you don't know what you need and you're looking for some inspiration, you can use the Discover tab, and there are stock photos, there are stickers and icons and logos you can look at, and there are other apps and things that you can use Canva with. Canva also has a really great section to give you some basics of anything that I don't cover here. They have some really great tutorials that you can watch if you need help with just one little thing. But again, I'm going to give you a basic rundown. So let's go back to home and let's start. I know that my plan is to create a graphic to advertise our open mic on Friday. So that is a concert event. It is an event, and we need to know that information. Remember the plan that I talked about? That's what I want to do. So my plan is to tell people on social media what our open mic event is. Okay, so I need to know what the event is, I need to know who's putting on or performing the event. I need to know where the event is going to take place. I need to know what day and what time the event is. And if you have a little description of your event, or if there's anything special to say about it, that's good to have on hand too. So I will need all of these things when I'm making my design. So when I go here, you can either create a design up here and you can choose what kind of posts you want, or you can go, like I said before, up to the templates. I am going to start over here with create a design. I am going to start with an Instagram post because I know that that is a square. And something really great about Canva that I will show you when we've made our design is that you can resize your design to other shapes and sizes that will use the same elements. And I'll show you how to do that when we're done. So we are looking for something for a concert or to advertise an event. So you might search music and look at all these photos in here that come up with music, and anything that says free you can totally use. So look through and see something you might need. If there's something that's similar, so we can search music, we can search microphone. Oh, sometimes that might not be in there. We can search abstract, and that might get us some fun little designs. So I'm going to search concert and look at what I have in here. You can also search by the type of information that you're going to be communicating. So we are having an event, so you can look at different templates that have an event. Once you click on the template, it will automatically populate into your canvas right over here. Now, some buttons to take note of are the File button. This will help you adjust what you're working on right now. The Resize button, if you're going to change the shape of what you're working on. The ever famous Undo button. You'll be able to undo and redo once you start making changes. And then other buttons will populate up here when you start clicking on different shapes. This button is to add a note if you're working on something with someone else but you don't want it to be in the design. This option will copy exactly what you have on this page and give you another one exactly like it. And this button, this plus sign, will give you a new page that is just blank. So I would like to edit the text. And when you're designing something, whatever is biggest is usually what's seen first. So if I look over at my design here, what do I see first? That's where I want to put my most important information. My most important information is what is going on. So you're going to want to copy this text, and you can either do Control-C or right-click and copy. And we're going to go back and click. And this box means that I have 3 text boxes, and this dotted line means that they are all grouped together. So now that I'm clicking on this, up here it tells me that this font is Ubuntu, and I can change that if I want. It tells me the size, it tells me the color, whether it's bold, italic, underlined, whether it's centered, left, or right. I like it centered. Bullets. This will change how many times your letters are spaced apart. This will change how far the lines of your letters are spaced apart. And these options can change where the text sits in the box. I don't want to change any of that, so I'm going to go and click my Undo button. Okay, so remember I copied. I'm going to paste, and to paste you can either right-click and click Paste, or you can click Control-V. And that's where my most important information is going to go, right where the biggest text is. My next information, I want to know when my event is. So copy, paste, down here, we have a place to put the time. Okay, this is where we are going to have an online live stream, but since we don't know what that link is yet, I'm going to put this description in there. And I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So here's my font size. I want it to be quite a bit smaller. Oh, it's a little too small. 28, that's pretty good. Then that way, this is a little bit bigger, so I know that that is a little bit more important, and that's a little smaller. This up here, don't forget, we want to change, let's put who we are. Who is hosting this event? Who is playing? Girls Rock. All right, so now we have all of our information over there. We have what is happening. We have who is hosting it. It's going to be an online live stream. We have when it is, and we have our little description all over here. So now that all the information is there and in the places that show our hierarchy, this is the most important. It is the biggest. This is also important, so it's at the top, but it's not as big. And then down here is our information. So it's a little bit smaller than what's going on, but it's still important. Now, up here, I've got a graphic going on that I can move with some paint swatches, right? How cool is that? What if I wanted those on the side? I could flip it. If I wanted to, I can click on it and I can rotate. It tells me the degrees that I'm rotating. If you hold your shift key, it'll make it bigger or smaller if you drag on your mouse or your trackpad. If you don't hold shift, it'll just stay the same size. So you could put that over here if you wanted. You could put it all the way around. Let's say I wanted to put it all the way around. You're going to copy this. I'm going to either, copy like we did before, or a little quick way to do that is to hold the Option or the Alt key. Hold Alt, click on your object that you want to copy, and drag it over. Right? How fun is that? Now, this tells me that I've got 3 different colors in this paint swatch. So if I change a couple colors, what happens when I do that? My brand colors that I already have picked. Okay? So I can change the colors. If that's really bright and I want it to be less bright, I can change the transparency. I can copy that if I want it and apply it to this one. So did you see what I just did there? I'm going to redo it. I'm going to undo, and I put the copy, so I have this selected. I want to copy the style, and I want to put it down there. See how I did that? I think this looks kind of busy, so I'm going to go and delete these. And you can either push the backspace or delete, or you can right click and delete. Another option is that if you have a shape that you want in here, say I wanted to add a photo, but I wanted it to be in the background, okay? I'll resize it, but that's, taking over my design. Let's send it backward, and I can do that until it's behind everything, or I can send it all the way to the back, and see what that gets me. See, that's a little bit more exciting, right? We've got a photo in there instead of just a blank background, but now it's really, really hard for me to see my text. So I might want to consider putting the transparency down on that back photo. See? Now it's a little bit easier to see the text, but still gives me a little pizzazz. Okay, let's try 25%. I'm just going to type it in. There we go. Now I still have yellow in here. Yellow is not really a Girls Rock color, even though it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to click the A, and I'm going to change my color. You can also click this line and change the color. Let's do this. What do we think? Right? So if you want to change the color of anything, you just click on it and your options will come up here. If you're not seeing an option up here, there might be some more. So you can copy the text style too. You can change so if you don't want this to be all uppercase, so this is in all caps, that's in here. You can change that just by clicking instead of having to retype it, right? If you want to be a little funky and you want to get a little sassy with your design, you can ungroup your group and move it. So this is how you can change the template to adjust to you. So if you want it to be funky, you can make it funky. If you don't want to be funky, you can keep it the way it was. And you can undo. So if you like a version, but you're not sure if you want to keep it funky or not, copy the page. And now I have a new one, and you can scroll back and forth and then make your changes and decide maybe you want all these the same color. Maybe you like that better. You get to decide. So this background image, if you had a picture that you wanted to use or a logo that your band has, you can upload that using this upload key over here. And once you upload it, you can save it in your folder. So if it's in a folder that you have, you can look in there and, maybe I want to put the Girls Rock logo in there. It's going to put it right in the middle, but that's way too big. So I'm going to scale down. I'm going to move it over. When you are done with your design, if you're happy with it and you're ready to save, whichever one you choose, you're going to go up to the top right and click the little caret or download, and you're going to choose how to download your design that you made. And so you can share it directly to your Facebook or Twitter or social media from your computer if you already have that set up. But if you don't, you can download it and you can choose your file type. So you can choose to make it an image. You can choose to have a PDF. If you are making something that you want to print out, it might be good to make it a PDF. If you made something animated or a video, this MP4 or the GIF are gonna give you some options for that video and animation. But this is just a picture. We are just gonna save this on our Instagram. So we want a PNG image. So we'll click that. We don't need it to be transparent, but if you had a logo that you didn't want a background on, that's when you would click that. If you needed your file to be smaller, that's when you would compress it if it's too big. And then select pages at the bottom. If you only want to choose one version, you could just choose to click page 1 and then export that out and save that to your computer. And that's going to take a couple minutes. When you're done, like I said, we can resize. If you wanted to share this on Instagram and share it on Facebook, you can go up to resize. And here you have the pixel size. So px is pixels. They have inches, millimeters, centimeters. So click on resize on your top left, and then you can choose what you'd like to resize your design for. So let's say we wanted to turn this into a flyer. You can copy and resize your information. It'll make a new document and it'll put that information. So see, we've got that drum background, we've got our paint swatches, we've got all the information there. So it might be a little bit different. You might need to adjust your design a little bit if you resize something to make it look how you want. But then that's set up to be a print flyer and you can download it the same way. So if we go back to our other tab, to our Instagram post, if you go up to the top left and go to File, this little pencil, you can rename your file if you haven't named it already. Give it a name so you know what it is. And you can go back to Home on that top left area. That's going to bring you back to Home. So if you design something and you accidentally close out, that's okay. Go to Home, go to the left, and click on all your designs. And all your designs are going to appear in your Canva, and it's going to save everything that you work on, so you don't have to find it. And like we talked about folders before, if you create a folder over here on the left, you can create folders for different events. You can create folders if you're making a bunch of pictures to advertise the same album or the same song. You can group them all together that way. So these are a couple other ones that I made based on some templates in Canva. So a couple different options. This was another option shaped for Facebook that I resized. And here's an example of one where we changed the text. So it looked like, if you look on the left, it looked like the Statue of Liberty, we salute your bravery over here when we started. And then I changed the color of this pink shape back here. I clicked on this frame and I put the Girls Rock logo in. So if you delete it, it's going to have that little frame background. And you can put a photo in there that you choose or a logo. You can change all the colors of your little shapes. You can change the transparency of all your little things. And again, everything will be saved in all your designs. So there you go. Happy designing!